Assalamu alaikum. Let's cook. Sometimes people who come to America for a better life and more opportunity get a welcome to America wake-up call that they could never come back from. We're going to talk about a young lady by the name of Leila Duarte Da Luz. Now, she's from Cape Verde. She's Cape Verdean, 34 years of age. Now, she moved to the United States for a better life, more opportunity. She moved to Brockton, Massachusetts. For those who know, there's a big Cape Verdean community in Brockton, Massachusetts area. Now, she's educated. She has a college degree. She has a master's. She studied business law. And she had all these aspirations of just doing better things. You know what I'm saying? She's working. She's doing her thing. Then she met a white man by the name of Gary Gromkowitz. Now, this dude, Gary Gromkowitz, they started talking. They formed a romantic relationship and all that, you know, doing their 1-2. But this guy, Gary, is a thuggy. He's a Mayo monster. At the time that he met her, he was on parole for a 2015 assault with a deadly weapon. And he has numerous other charges, but the 2015 assault with a deadly weapon, that's the most serious one. Now, these two, they form a relationship. Eventually, Gary Gromkowitz asks her to marry him, gives her an engagement ring. She's all happy. She eventually ends up pregnant. She's pregnant now. But then things went downhill. They broke up. They got back together. Then they broke up again. But the reason why they kept going back and forth is because she was kind of like an in-between woman, okay? She was an in-between woman. Gary was in a serious relationship with his long-term girlfriend, Miranda. When Gary and his serious girlfriend, Miranda, break up, that's when he goes and gets in this other serious relationship with Leila, the Cape Verdean young lady. But he really wants to be with Miranda, his serious girlfriend. So this is why they going back and forth, breaking up. She's kind of like the in-between girl. So finally, Miranda tells Gary, okay, I'm going to give you another opportunity. You can come back, but you can't afford two families because Miranda knows about Leila. She says, you can't afford two families. You have to pick me or her. So Gary decided, well, I want to be with Miranda, my long-term girlfriend. So his problem is he has Leila and he can't just leave. Leila is pregnant. So in his Mayo monster psychotic logic, he decides, okay, well, I could just kill Leila. Two birds, one stone. So what Gary does is he calls up his homeboy named Michael Lambert. Now, he met this guy, Michael Lambert, when he was in prison. They were in prison together. Michael Lambert is a killer. He was previously convicted of second-degree murder in a 1996 brutal beating of a homeless man named Sylvester Gardier. Okay? He did it on Thanksgiving Day. Just went up and brutally beat this homeless man to death, him and somebody else. So this is what he was in prison for, and that's how these two met. They were in prison. So they came up with a plan. Hey, help me get rid of this woman, my fiance or whatever, because boom, boom, I'm trying to do this. So they decide, okay, well, this is what we're going to do. So this is what they did, people. On December 21st, 2022, some kind of way, Gary, he spoke to Leila, even though they're separated. She lives in a different place than him. He lives in a different place. They're separated, but they still speak or whatever. She still has an engagement ring. He calls her up. He tells her something, some kind of way to get her in the car. Oh, we're going to go somewhere. We're going to do this. She agreed. So Gary Gromkowitz, who is her fiance, and his killer friend, Michael Lambert, they go to pick her up at 2:30 in the morning. She lives in Brockton, Massachusetts. Boom, she gets in the car. Now, sometime along the way, they bash her in her head numerous times. She's unconscious, but they're driving all around Brockton, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, okay? These two areas are close. That's where, they're from. So they're going back and forth throughout the morning, driving around. They're making numerous stops. They're seen on various cameras at gas stations, convenience stores, and stuff like that. And at some point, they take her body to a place called Carbuncle Pond in Coventry, Rhode Island. Take her there, drag her body out the car, boom, dump her in the water. Now, they thought they had killed her from bashing her in the head, but they didn't. She actually died from drowning in the water. So when they threw her in this pond, she was actually alive. Her body was discovered a few days later by a fisherman. Condolences to the family of Leila Duarte. But these two weren't arrested for this until 6 months later. 6 months later. So they went on for 6 months. Then they finally went to trial. You know, one blamed it on the other. Gary said it was him. He said it was Gary, even though they were in this together. These two were going back and forth like some dummies, both denying it. But it was too much evidence. I mean, they had phone records tracking their phones and all that. They got video. They had both of them in the car that night, her phone, all that. So listen, man, guilty, both of them. They were both sentenced to life in prison. I don't think that they can ever get out.
For two men found guilty in the murder of a pregnant woman. Her body was found in Carbuncle Pond in Coventry in 2022. Good evening, I'm Patrice Wood.
And I'm Dan Janney. Her poor family. We have followed the case from that terrible discovery right through the trial and then today's sentencing. NBC 10's Kennedy Buck joins us live. What led up to that sentence? Kennedy?
Dan, Patrice, Gary Gromkowitz and Michael Lambert will serve 10 years for conspiracy and then serve life sentences for murdering 34-year-old Leila Duarte Da Luz. On December 21st, 2022, the body of 34-year-old Leila Duarte Da Luz was found at Carbuncle Pond in Coventry.
A constellation of 6 blunt force injuries to her head. We don't know exactly the time those injuries were inflicted, but we do know that thereafter, Ms. Da Luz was put into Carbuncle Pond, still alive and pregnant.
Video surveillance, cell phone data location, and forensic evidence led to juries finding Gary Gromkowitz and Michael Lambert guilty of conspiring and killing Duarte Da Luz. Gromkowitz was the father of her unborn baby, and before his sentencing, he asked for a new trial, claiming his defense attorney did not represent him well.
I love Leila Duarte Da Luz. I did not kill Leila Duarte Da Luz. I will remain innocent until I die.
His motion was denied, along with Lambert's motion to have the conspiracy conviction tossed out. This is Michael Lambert's second murder conviction after being found guilty of murder in 1995 when he was 17. He was released on parole in 2022, the same year Duarte Da Luz was murdered.
This is the taxpayers' money. This cost a fortune when we are seeing repeat offenders and going through the court system, and that doesn't include what it cost the victim's family in this case.
The judge also says that he received several victim impact statements from friends and family of Leila Duarte Da Luz, which showed the life that was taken too soon.
Both standing in court looking stupid like two Mayo retardos. Why would you even do that, dude? It really didn't make no sense, but they deserve to die in prison for real. You know what I'm saying? But listen, this is a real unfortunate story for this Leila Duarte. It's a shame. You know, she came from another place, opportunity. She met a Mayo monster and probably only got over because he was a Mayo monster. I mean, this guy's already a thug. Both of them are thugs, but you know, this is the one she started talking to. She probably thought that a snowman equated to success, you know, didn't check him out. I'm sure he was probably treating her bad the whole time or whatever, but you know, some people, they don't get an opportunity to learn. I mean, they bashed her in the head, threw her in the pond. This is really messed up. A lot of these stories right here, you know. Anyway, easy.